Hello there, fans of papers, matches and random cake shots. Have we got a press roundup for you? We have. A historic one indeed, after a week that saw former Giants Inter, after almost 4 decades of European irrelevance, finally booking their place in a Champions League final, with a performance so tight at the back it made your average duck look like Graham Norton. Barcelona, remember, needed on Wednesday night a 2-0 win or better. Inter, though, held them to just 1 goal, and this despite playing for over an hour with just 10 men in the home of the world's reigning club champions. No wonder the Italian papers were so excited. Let's have a look. Gazzetta dello Sport. Wall of glory, they say. Stick another brick in the wall on your stereo, says the hip and happening paper, and think of Walter Samuel, the man of the match. This was a night in the trenches, they continue, but all these years of pain have taught this team how to suffer. Corriere dello Sport, or its inkjet simulacrum, goes with heroic Inter. Only 10 men were needed to see off the great Barca, they say. 10 gladiators against the timid and arrogant, self-pleasuring ball players. Woof. Well, the Corriere della Sera, meanwhile, has one of Inter's money men, a Tronchetti Provera, a trilling Ibra was our secret weapon. Ibrahimovic, this, of course, selling him was a huge boost. And over in La Repubblica, they say Mourinho's never been so special. Some will say that this was a victory for negative Italian football, but I say rather it was a defeat, and a heavy one, for how Barcelona see the game. It's all very well having 76% of possession, says Repubblica, but if you don't do anything with it, you deserve to watch the final on TV. Well, that's them told. Well, the Catalans, meanwhile, after seeing their comeback hopes destroyed like so many British Airways travellers, were surprisingly calm about the whole thing. Here's Sport from Barcelona way. The champions fell like champions, they say. Busquets certainly did. That was some world-class diving from him. El Mundo, meanwhile, Sport's neighbours, have Piqué's goal here at the end with it came too late. For Barcelona, the miracle of Stamford Bridge could not be repeated. Inside, the paper does hint at 1 or 2 doubts over Pep Guardiola's handling of the match. How, they ask, did we finish off the game with a forward line of Pedro, Bojan and Jeffren? Interesting question. But overall, though, they say Barcelona deserve our thanks and respect for what they've done this season, and now every Barcelona fan must get behind them for the run-in for the league title, for which they're only 1 point ahead of their arch-rivals Real Madrid. Speaking of whom, let's just get the quick obligatory look at their house journal, Marca, who went the morning after Inter's 1-0 defeat with this: Moo, you've earned it. The final at the Bernabeu and your signature on a Real contract. Lucky, lucky chap. Well, wait to see whether that's actually got any basis in reality. But in the meantime, underneath, photo there of Wesley Sneijder getting showered by the new camp's irrigation system, and the headline, what a disgrace. Barcelona switch on the sprinklers just as Inter are celebrating their place in the final. And a comment from the unrepentant Barcelona president, they were sweaty anyway. A bit of water did them no harm. My word. Well, while the International Brigade march on Madrid then, 70 years too late. Right, kids? Their opponents there will, of course, be Bayern Munich, whose 3-0 drubbing of Lyon on Tuesday not only booked their place in the final, but also ended French hopes at getting someone to finally take their football teams seriously. L'Équipe on Wednesday morning. Un cauchemar, a nightmare. There was a chasm between these two sides and Lyon fell into it. Says the paper, this was a gap of technical and athletic superiority rarely seen at this level. Germans, meanwhile, bullish over Bayern's chances at the Bernabeu. For while it looks they'll be without the suspended Frank Ribery for the game, they will have Arjen Robben and, of course, Tuesday's hat-trick hero, Ivica Olic. Olic Darling, as Bild calls him, underneath the paper listing handily the many reasons we should all be loving the player, including the fact that his father was an electrician and he causes sparks. And they point out he's just one of the many low-cost stars of this very fiscally prudent side, what they call Bayern's on-the-cheap heroes. No less than 8 of Tuesday's starting 11, including Olic himself, picked up for free. Bit ironic given the club's called Bayern. So Deutsche, meanwhile, calling them the red and white Barcelona, and they make an interesting point here. Louis van Gaal was, of course, former Barcelona manager, and Mourinho, back in those days, was his assistant. So this, says the paper, will be Got versus son of Got. Well, with Van Gaal elsewhere, warning of the triple trottle fluck, which, mouth-watering as it sounds, actually means being on for a triple but winning none of it. That is where we'll leave the European papers, at least until the final rolls around in late May. Until then, many thanks for your company and see you soon.